Hello there, YouTube. It is your friend B3 here, back with another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Atrocitus Build-A-Figure from the Blackest Night Wave. Yes, to build him, you have to buy Black Lantern Batman, Black Lantern Superman, who's technically Black Lantern Earth 2 Superman. You have to buy Deathstorm, who's technically Black Lantern Firestorm. And you have to buy Kyle Rayner Green Lantern. And once you get all them, you can build this big old boy. And it's pretty cool. Atrocitus is one of my favorite Green Lantern villains, if not my favorite Green Lantern villain. I don't know. I really like Parallax, too. It's hard to... Well, I mean, it is Sinestro, but oh God, it's so hard to say. I love Green Lantern so much, you guys. But yeah, this is Atrocitus, founder of the Red Lanterns, the Red Lantern himself, a very popular character. And this is him, built. And I will show him compared with all the figures needed to build him in a bit. But he doesn't have any accessories. These Build-A-Figures often don't. Just in all toy lines, Build-A-Figures typically have little to no accessories, and he is no different. No card or stand or anything, but he stands very well on his own without one. But even if he doesn't, it's easy. He's still got peg holes, so you can still plop one in there. I wish his ring was a different color than the hand plastic. That is a problem we had with this wave. Kyle Rayner's ring was the only one painted. You know, the Atrocitus that came out a while ago didn't have his ring painted. The Black Lantern Batman's ring is kind of like a dark blue because it's not painted. And, you know, Deathstorm's wasn't painted. And they forgot to give Superman one at all. They forgot to give for Superman Black Lantern a ring, so oops, guys. But yeah, he's pretty cool. You know, he's got all the sculpting on his gauntlets and his boots, and he's got all this good texture on him. There's texture inside the joints, which is something McFarlane does that I think is kind of above and beyond. You know, he's got a raised symbol. Good head sculpt. I kind of wish there was some more paint in the mouth. You can see his teeth are painted, but then it's just red behind him. I wish they'd painted it black, or maybe like a darker crimson red for the blood vomit, you know, the napalm puke that they do. But the head sculpt is pretty good. His shoulder pads and neck brace don't really stay on well. I wish they did. They don't stay on very well. A lot of the times when I'm articulating the arms, it just pops off. You could glue it in if you wanted, but I kind of just don't like to glue figures that aren't supposed to be glued, you know what I mean? That's just me. But yeah, that doesn't stay on super well. But it's not like a big deal. It's because it doesn't, like, you see, it stays on okay. But yeah, articulation wise, yeah, the head goes back pretty far, but then it pushes this off. So you can't go back as far as the engineering allows, really. But you got side to side, which also kind of pushes them off. You see that up and down, wobble. You got the little floppies, forward and back, in and out, bicep swivel, double elbow bend, rotation on the wrist, which is a tiny bit hindered, but not much. Forward and back on the wrist, which is hindered in this direction, but not this direction, but you can turn that joint, so it's all good. And then you've got exactly what you would expect on the torso and waist. The torso does kind of pop in half right here pretty easily. So be careful with that. You know, you don't... You don't have a thigh swivel, but you do have a kind of a rotation up at the top here. But you got the forward, the back, the in and out. His leg actually moves a little more like this than a lot of the other McFarlane figures do, which is pretty good. And all these parts popped in really easily as well when I was building him, and they aren't coming out, I hope. Double knee bend. There's no boot swivel, but there is kind of a swivel above and below the joint right here. Up and down. Kind of a pivot there. And his little toesies. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Now let's get to size comparisons, which might have some unexpected results, honestly. So let's lay him down right here, like this. And we're going to see how others compare with him size-wise. So I don't know if you've seen my Batrocitus review. It's a Bruce Wayne Atrocitus. I bought the rest of the tie-ins for Dark Knight's Death Metal, so I'll be reading and reviewing those. Hopefully I'll get more story on this guy. But blep. Look how small he is compared to this Atrocitus. Like, Atrocitus is a big guy. I'd maybe say he's like 7 feet or so, and he is really bulky, but this is extra tall. This is like 9 to 10 feet tall. I don't think that's correct. I think he's too big. Because I've read almost every single comic appearance of Atrocitus. I read all of the Red Lanterns run, and I read all the Jeff Johns stuff, and the Final Crisis, and the Rage of the Red Lanterns, and I've read almost everything Atrocitus has ever been in. I even read the crossovers with Stormwatch or whatever the hell. I don't think he's this big. Let's continue on, though. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. Let's continue on. Let's show him with his wave. So first up, here he is with the Black Lantern Batman, Bruce Wayne. He's really tall, guys. He was not this tall in Green Lantern Secret Origin. He just wasn't. He just absolutely was not. Crap. Here he is with quote-unquote Deathstorm. He's still really tall. Their feet are right at the same level. He's really tall. Here he is with Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern. So tall. Insanely tall. And last but not least for DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys stuff, here he's with one I reviewed recently, the Black Lantern Earth 2 Superman that doesn't have a Black Lantern ring. He's too big. He's definitely too big. Which means that he's probably also not going to scale up well with DC Direct figures. Here's a DC Collectibles DC Essentials Superman. That's not correct. That's just not correct. That's wrong. How about some Mattels? Here he is with another Lantern. This is the DC Universe Classics Sinestro Corps Cyborg Superman. God, he looks like he could crush his little head in his hand. That's Cyborg effing Superman. And one more to show him with a lady. Here is the Mattel DC Multiverse Burnside Batgirl. Barbara Gordon. This is too big. Atrocitus is too big. Like, not scaling with the Mattels and stuff, that's fine. As I always say that for a figure to be scaled properly, he only needs to scale, or it only needs to scale, with its own line. But Atrocitus doesn't scale well with his own line. So, he's too big. That being said, he's still really cool. The size is very imposing and stuff. Even though he is just much too big. God, his head, like, he could suck the milk out his tits without even having to sit down. It's insane. He's too tall. He definitely is too tall. But it's still a cool, big, imposing figure. And I still like it despite the size inaccuracies. I still think it's pretty cool. I wouldn't even mind if Atrocitus was this big in the comics for real. That would make him very imposing. But I think upping his size in the comics from what he already is would be weird. But like in Elseworlds where he's this big, that would be cool. I'd read that. I love me some Elseworlds. But that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. He's pretty cool. If you want him, pick him up. Build him if you want. You can probably get him on eBay, or at least his parts individually on eBay from people that didn't want to build him. I even sell parts on eBay too sometimes. You can check out my eBay page for some Build-A-Figure parts from multiple toy lines. And remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and see all kinds of other great reviews. I still got a bunch of stuff to review. I got to review Spawn stuff. I got to review Predator stuff. King Kong, Street Fighter, Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, Super Sentai, more DC and Marvel, dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures. Man, I got a lot. I got to review Godzilla, Universal Monsters, some like custom SCP stuff, Ultraman, Ninja Turtles, you name it. I have so much to review. But that's it. Thank you all very much for your support, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.